All right, what's going on, guys? So you know that pain that you get that runs down the front part of your shins right here? Sometimes you'll feel it right here in the calves, a stinging sensation pain. It makes it so you can't go on your runs, you can't go on your hikes or your rucks because the pain is just so bad with every step. Yeah, that's probably shin splints. I've been getting asked a lot about how I deal with shin splints lately. So I thought I'd make a quick video for you, throw some proven methods that I've used along the way as I have done my training over the years. I've gotten better and worked myself through shin splints and figured out how to deal with them. And these methods are all going to be tested, tried, and true. They're all going to be things that, I promise you are going to help you get through your shin splints, help you fix your shin splints. I'm not going to get too much into the science of it all because frankly, that's not going to do you much good because you just want to go out and start training now. So we don't want to waste your time with, some of the bullshit out there. We just want to know what's actually going to work for us, right? I'm going to go over some things that you can do before, during, and after your run or your ruck or your hiking, whatever it is that you're doing to get miles under your feet. I'm going to go over some useful items that you can go out and get that are going to help you get through your shin pain and heal up faster. And we're also going to go over some strength training exercises to help you build those calf and shin muscles so that they can take more of a beating over time. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so before each and every run or hike or ruck or whatever you're doing, you need to make sure you're active stretching. I say that all the time. I'm not gonna get into the entire active stretching routine that I do because I have another video for that, which you can see here after this video. But I do wanna hit up 3 specific exercises that you absolutely should be doing if you're combating shin splints currently or if you're worried that you might have to deal with them in the future. All right, first exercise before you go out on your run or your hike or whatever is I want you to go like this. I want you to lift your leg up at a 90-degree angle, point down and point up, down and up. Don't mind the dog. Do this 10-15 times. And this is helping loosen up your muscles that help you with dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. This is going to help to lengthen the muscles that connect to your shins here and also the muscles that connect to your calves here. All right, so you're going to point up as hard as you can, point down as hard as you can. Hold it for a few seconds each. Next one, just some body weight calf raises. They're going to look like this. And I really want you to focus on that up and down motion, really holding and squeezing the calves for a minute as you do it. 10 to 15 times each. This seems simple, but it really does make a big difference. All right, and this last one I want you to do, this is gonna be done before your workout and after your workout, okay? It looks like this. A nice stretch in the calves. One calf at a time. And this is really helping to prime the calves and the shin muscles. All right, now it's time to get our run on. So we're out here running. Remember that just because you have shin splints doesn't mean you need to just stop running altogether or stop your training altogether. It just means you need to adjust it before it gets any worse. You need to fix whatever is causing the problem in the first place. Those problems are most likely gonna come from 3 places, okay? So first is gonna be the distance. Now most shin splint injuries occur in people that have just begun a training program that they're not used to or are going past their normal limits, way past their normal limits, okay? So if you're somebody who has never run past a mile before and then you just go out and try to run 5 miles, there's a good chance you're gonna end up with shin splints, okay? If that seems to be the case with you, if you just all of a sudden took a giant leap in your training and in your distance, then just go ahead and tone it back a little bit. Give yourself a nice week of some shorter distances, something more that you're used to, okay? Another thing it could be is that you're running on hard surfaces too often. The harder the surface, the more impact that your body's going to be absorbing as you do your runs. So you really need to go out and find places to run, like on trails, in the grass. I'm out here running on a construction site. This is going to be a road one day. All right, and it's just nice dirt, okay? Run on the beach, something like that. Nice and soft terrain. And start just running on that for a while until your shin splints feel better. Even if you don't have anything like that around your area and all you got is running around your neighborhood, run off the street and run in the grass in people's yards. It's okay. I've never gotten yelled at for doing something like that. And it's going to save your body over time, all right? Just go ahead and do that. And the third most likely issue is your stride. A lot of people want to go out there, they want to run faster. They want to run faster now. They want to put 110% in now so that they can get faster faster. But what you don't realize is the faster you run, usually the longer your stride will be. And the longer your stride is, the harsher your impact is gonna be with every time you plant your foot on the ground with each stride. And as you can see with me right now, I'm not running super fast right now, and my strides are pretty short. If I was running faster right now, like between a 5:30 or a 6-minute mile, you know, pretty fast, my strides would be much further, the impact would be much greater, and my legs would be paying for it, all right? So go out there, try to shorten your stride a little bit if you got shin splints, run a little slower, use that rest when you need to. Remember, you really should only have one day of all out 110% effort during your training week for running. The rest of the days should really be dedicated to easier run training, longer distance, but easier pace. One more thing I want to throw at you as far as during your workouts, switch up where you actually do your runs at. A lot of times people end up running in the same places over and over and over again, and they keep using the same exact, you know, smaller tweaker muscles in their legs over and over and over again. Well, you need to go out there and switch it up. You know, run somewhere where it's a little more hilly or a little less hilly than what you're used to. Run something with some different angles. Start using some different muscles that you're not used to using in your legs, and that'll give the ones that you've been putting all that stress on over time a little bit of a break. All right, guys, just got done with my run, so let's talk about the things that you should be doing after your run or after your workout. So I think this goes without saying that you should absolutely be doing a solid cool down static stretch routine after every training session that you have. Again, I'm not going to go all the way into what that should look like, but I do have a video right here that you should go check out after this video so that you know what I'm talking about when I talk about a proper static stretching routine. A lot of people don't realize that shin splints are a lot of times caused by muscular imbalances at the lower portion of the legs, all right? The muscles that connect to the tibia and on the back end, like the calves. So I've got 3 really good stretches for you that are gonna work the calves and work the front part of the shins to relieve some of that pain and make sure that you're healing appropriately after a run, okay? All right, so first thing I want you to do is your basic standing calf stretch. All you're doing is pushing back, stabilizing with your forward leg and pushing back on your back calf. And it's gonna stretch out your calf really nicely, right here. And you wanna hold that stretch for maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, all right? At least 30 seconds. All right, and this one, if you remember, we did it before we started our workout, but again, we're gonna do it on our after workout. It's gonna look like this. And you're really gonna feel the benefit here if you make sure to do this after your workout as well, before and after. And the last one you either want to do in like the grass or on like a yoga mat or somewhere with a soft surface, because it can hurt your knees if you do it on the concrete or on a hard surface, but it's going to look like this. You're just going to go down to your knees, do your best to sit on the back of your feet, and that's going to stretch out those front shin muscles that you have there, and lean back as far as you can. It's going to be hard for a lot of people if you're not used to doing this sort of stretch. It could be a little tense, a little hard. Don't hurt yourself doing this, but I want you to work up to being able to sitting on your feet on the back and even leaning back. And that's really going to help you stretch out like the ankle muscles, the calves, and the front part of your shins. Now, a couple other things I would advise that you do for recovery is to start getting used to using rollers. You can either use those big foam rollers, or you can use one of these travel rollers like what I have. I actually really like this one. I feel like it does the job just fine. I can bring it everywhere I go, and it's nice and small. So all you're going to do is take that roller and literally roll out your calf muscles. It'll look like this. Real slow. Nice and easy. And you want to get the whole of the calf, the whole portion of the calf, all around the sides, the whole back. And you should be rolling out for about 2 to 3 minutes. And I'll drop a link to this roller in the description so you can go check it out yourself. And then another thing you can do is get those workout resistance bands. You know, those big rubber bands that you see in different colors that are pretty cheap. Use one of those bands, or really you don't even have to use one of those bands. You can use anything, but those are probably the best thing to go with. But use one of those bands and put it on the top portion of your foot, right at the ball of your foot. Try to make your leg as straight as possible and pull back, just like this. And it gives you a real nice stretch in your calf. Just hold that for about a minute. All right, so we've looked at everything that you should do for before, during, and after your training. Now let's look at what you should be doing as far as strength training goes to strengthen up those shin and calf muscles. Now, it's easy to forget how important it is to have strong calf muscles when you're wanting to be a runner. It doesn't really matter the distance, whether you're dealing with speed or endurance running, or putting miles on for any reasons. You got to have good strength at the lower part of your body, really all the part of your body. But here we're dealing with shin splints, so we want to work on the calves and the shin muscles, okay? And one of the biggest things you could be doing to improve your calf strength is the calf raise. Throw some weight, use the Smith machine to help with your balance, and you just raise up with your calves. And you can do a whole lot of different variations of calf raises. You can use the leg press machine to do them. Something like this. You can use the hack squat machine. And don't feel worried that you might not be using the machine in the way that it's meant to be used. I can assure you that these are absolutely legit exercises that you should be doing on these machines, okay? These are gonna help you tremendously, I promise. You should also be getting some farmer's carries in. Just do, you know, 4 rounds of 50-meter walks with weights in each hand, and that's your farmer's carry. Now, as you're doing the carry, you really want to focus on the majority of the work being done at the lower portion of your legs. I would also suggest that you do seated calf raises. If you don't have a seated calf raise machine at your gym, it's not a big deal. You can just get some dumbbells. You can sit down on a bench and do some seated calf raises of your own like this. And then another excellent exercise that you should be doing to combat shin splints, and this is if you really just can't even go on a run in general, is get on that stair machine or go find a track that has stairs, a stadium, something like that, and just walk the stairs. This is really going to help you strengthen the lower part of your legs and loosen them up at the same time. So not only will this be good for strength training for your calves and for the shin muscles, but it will also be good for recovery. All right, well, that's it, guys. I think you should try each and every one of those tips and tricks to see which ones are going to work for you. Chances are at least a few of them are going to help you out tremendously. I don't want you to get stuck or have to stop your training because your shin splints become so severe that it hurts just to take any steps forward, okay? So make sure you're taking these things seriously and putting them into practice so that you don't limit yourself. If any of you out there have any tips and tricks of your own, things that have worked for you in the past as far as shin splints go, please go ahead and drop that in the comments for everybody. I have a whole lot of other tips and tricks videos that deal with running, ruck marching, fitness in general. So if you're into that kind of thing, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. While you're here, make sure to check out these other videos that I got popping up. They are full of good, useful information for you guys. Besides that, I don't have anything else for you, and I'll see you on the next one.